What up, guys? I'm back. It's been a hot minute, but we're back. I've moved around a lot, and we'll get into that later. But I am in Malta now. It's the middle of the night, but I thought we'd try a beer. So I apologize for the setup. We'll get better setup soon. But we're gonna start. The first beer of my Malta beer review will be a Cisk lager. It's pretty much the official beer here in Malta. It's the original recipe, brewed since 1928. So when it comes to Mediterranean beers, it's one of the oldest. And even though, I mean, outside of Malta, you're not really seeing this all that much. But if you ever come, visit this tiny little island that's just south of Sicily, it's definitely, I mean, you know, you might as well grab it even if it's not that good, which we'll find out. But yeah. So anyways, see if there's any other good information on the back. It's brewed and canned at Farson's Brewery, which is here in Malta. And it has 4.2% ABV and 35 calories per 100 milliliters. And this is 330 milliliters. So, getting a little more than 100 calories per beer. Anyways, here we go. Let's get into the review. You know how I do this? I'm going to try to remember. Let's get into the smell. Okay, it's crisp. You get some of that kind of wet grain aroma on the nose. That's really what you're getting. It's kind of leaning into the Pilsner aroma a bit. But it smells like there might be a little bit of malt. But I think this is going to be more along the lines of your kind of traditional Budweiser kind of thing. But I'm guessing it probably doesn't use rice. This is probably more of a corn lager. I'm not really sure how this is made, but I mean, there's really nothing out of the ordinary with this with a lager like this. So, you know, it smells how you want a lager to smell. So, it's not setting the world on fire, but it smells like a solid lager if that's what you're looking for. So, I will recommend it for the smell. All right, let's get into the taste. All right, it's got a decently clean taste to it. You got a little more stuff going on than maybe your mass-produced American lager. There is a hint of hoppiness to it. You get just a little bit in the back of your tongue with this one. It's a little charcoaly. You know, like you cook the chicken over the charcoal grill and you get a little of that charcoal flavor to it. That's kind of, you get a bit of that kind of charcoaly hopness to the back of your mouth. So it doesn't have that crisp, just instant cut-off flavor that you I don't know, some people might want, you might not. But, so there's a little more going on. And honestly, that, there's like a bit of a corn, like maybe it's better to just say like toasted corn. You know, like you're in Mexico and you get kind of the toasted corn on the cob and whatever. So it's got a little bit more of that kind of thing going on. So that kind of dominates the flavor. Again, this is not as crisp as some other lagers you're gonna get, and I feel like Malta, it's gonna get crazy hot in the summertime. I would want something a little more, maybe less of that charcoaly hoppiness. I think I'd like a little less of that. But it's not the worst thing in the world. There's really no funk going on in the taste or the aroma. So I'm gonna give it a half. Like, it's not blowing me away, but you know, it's all right. But all right, let's get into the rest of this. So, price. This thing, you can get a single one for, it's like 130 euro. So that equates to, I mean, the dollar's been kind of tanking lately. That's probably about $1.60, something along those lines. So you get, $1.60 from the store for one of these. You go to the bar. Actually, prices aren't as jacked up as much at a bar. If you go to the right place, you might spend like $3, 3 to 4 euro for one of these at a bar. So I think value for price, not bad. I would say I'd go for that. It's definitely worth paying just to try it out when you're in Malta, because you're probably never going to find this anywhere else. So I will give you a thumbs up for value for price. Distinction. How distinct is this beer? It's not. It's a little more. I mean, yeah, it's got a little. Well, maybe I should take that back. It's got a little more hoppy, like I said, charcoaly hoppiness to the beer than maybe your traditional lager that you might get in the U.S. So there, a little bit. I mean, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room you're gonna get in like a lager or a pilsner. So it's minimal ingredients. So there's only so much leeway you can go. But so I'm gonna give it a half. There's a little bit of distinction, but if you were to drink this, you're probably not pulling it out of the lineup. So I'll give it a half. All right, drinkability. How drinkable is this? I'm kind of amazed that I'm not even remembering some of this stuff. It's a little muscle memory because it's been like 2 years since I've sat down and done one of these. But we're gonna be doing a lot of these beers over here. Drinkability. It's fairly drinkable. Again, that hoppiness kind of slows you down. If you're looking for a beer you can really slam fast, I feel like you want that the hoppy level to go down, and like the corn or rice level to go up. So this gives it a little more taste, but it also brings the drinkability down a little bit. So I mean, not by much, but I don't know. I don't think this would be the beer that I just like instantly. This beer feels like a dive bar beer. You might be into the high-end beers, but you go into a certain dive, you're getting a PBR and a shot of Jack, and you're getting them together probably. This kind of tastes like a dive bar type beer. So if you go to a dive in Malta, yeah, get this one. This is kind of a dive bar beer. So I'm gonna give this a half on drinkability. It's fine, but I feel like it could be more. I don't know, like the light just went up or down. I don't know what's going on with it. But all right, so yeah, drinkability and final category is would I buy it again? And like I said, I would get this in a dive bar. There's a lot of dive bars. Once you get off like the main kind of tourist strip in Malta, you can find a lot of like low key, just hole in the wall places. Like if you visit, go exploring. It's a small island. It's pretty easy to explore. Get away from like the main roads, which basically just kind of hug the coastline on the east side of the island. Get away from the main roads, even if it's just a couple blocks. Get away from that. You'll get away from like the overpriced touristy areas, and you will find like really small holes in the wall. Ever since I arrived 2 weeks ago, I've been just kind of looking for those things, and I'm actually going to be releasing just reviews on every single dive bar in Malta on my TikTok channel once TikTok figures itself out. But subscribe to my TikTok and you'll get lowdown on every single one of the pubs, hole-in-the-wall pubs in Malta. So I will get this again at a hole-in-the-wall, but other than that, it's not something I'm going to really go to the store specifically to buy. So again, I'm going to give this a half. I'll get it again, but it's not something I'm going to be looking for. But so yeah, that's pretty much the review of Cisk. Again, it's a Cisk, but you pronounce it with a ch. It's not bad. It's kind of the run-of-the-mill lager, but I feel like every place has to have a run-of-the-mill lager. Like, you have to have it. If a lager or a pilsner, you have to have it. So, worth checking out. But yeah, that is my review of this independent brewer since 1928. Malta's finest Cisk lager. That's my review of that. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm actually going to be back on the channel a lot and doing a lot of beer reviews because there's a lot of kind of really funky regional beers that I'm going to be getting into that maybe you've never seen before because they don't get out past the island. But yeah, and subscribe to the TikTok. I'll include that in the thing. Even if you don't have TikTok, just download it just so you can watch my videos. Because I mean, these dive bars are really cool. Some of these dives you can fit like 4 people in them, and the cast of characters you meet in each dive bar is so vastly different. Like I was in one 2 days ago. I guess it was more like a Serbian dive bar. You wouldn't know it from looking outside of it, but like the nicest people, probably the nicest dive bar I've been to so far in Malta. They sucked me into like a birthday party. They were really into shots of Jaeger and Rocky, and it was a rough morning. But again, yeah, subscribe. To the TikTok, you'll be getting all these good, fun little pub reviews. So even if you don't visit Malta, you can kind of visit it with me. So anyways, for now, and for Cisk Lager, take it easy.